What is up, Chocolatiers? It's been a while. So I just watched Shelter, starring Jason Statham. Do I even really need to tell you the plot of this one? They're almost all the same, but I will say this. So if you liked Beekeeper like I did, you're gonna fucking love this movie. If you didn't like what I almost said Warhammer, well, that'd be so cool if they make a Warhammer movie. I know they're working like a show, but we'll see how that goes. Anyways, if you are a big fan of a working man, or not a big fan of working man like I was, then you will probably also like this movie. This is definitely more akin to where I like Jason Statham at. Working Man for me had too many problems. The action scenes where I thought were way too choppy. The plot itself was good until it got really stupid. And there was just some crazy things. This goes back to Jason Statham's roots. This is a basic ass plot. Damn near boring if one said so. But it's got good action scenes, it's got good tension, and it's got a good heart actually. And this was kind of a pleasant surprise for me too, because there was no reviews, no hype. Weirdly enough, no hype, because usually like when those January movies come around, cause like Beekeeper 2's next year, you usually get a bunch of trailers. I saw like 2 for this max. And I, like I said, going to the movies every week. I thought I would see that a lot more, but without further ado, let's get into the full review. So, Jason Statham plays this character. I think is his name Michael. They mention it like 2 or 3 times, so just bear with me. I saw a lot of films. They've been going to a lot this week. But I think his name's Michael. No, it's Mason. It's Michael Mason. I think that's what it is. I was like, Call of Duty. But, no, so he is like at this lighthouse, and of course he's a man with a mysterious past or whatever. And this little girl and her uncle come up to visit him. Basically, I guess the little girl more so does. The man never comes up there. But they come to him by boat to drop off supplies. And you learn throughout the film, after a devastating accident where Jason Statham then has to take care of the girl, that the girl's uncle was in the military with him. They're like in the service in like the UK military, something like that. And so MI6 gets in trouble because they have... basically kind of like a mini version of Minority Report, where they're like, hey, we're tracking everybody. Like, bro, if you take a dump and like you FaceTime somebody and tell, they're gonna see that. They see everything through everything, like everybody does. Really, I don't know why they made a big deal about it in this movie. I was like, you mean what they do, what the government does? But for MI6, I guess that was throwing them off. So they end up misplacing him. And that's what I thought the plot of this movie was going to be. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. They think he's a terrorist in this film at the beginning of the movie. And I was like, oh, that's the twist. Like, it's like, oh, he's like a military guy, but they think he's like the wrong guy. And it's like a funny thing where it's like, damn, we're trying to kill the wrong guy, but they don't know that. No, that's not what it is at all. So after that, after about 5 minutes of that, they're like, wait, he's that Michael Mason guy? No, we really want him now. And so there's reasons for why that happens. But I thought it would have been funnier if they just kept it like that. Because at first, dead ass, there's a scene at the beginning of the movie where like they're like, oh, he's like Ivanov Reskinov or some shit like that. And I was like, no, the fuck he's not. And it's like this, it's a picture that looks nothing like this guy. And I was just like, man, I was like, so the plot of this movie is that they've got it wrong. That's hilarious. But no. They do want Michael for his skills or whatever, something like that. I'm not gonna spoil why they fully want him, but some government stuff, whatever. It kind of gets boring. It's you've seen it 1,000 times. But where this movie shines is the little girl and the action sequences. So the little girl stands out to me. She's not giving like a crazy performance or anything like that, but her bond with Jason Statham is like really sweet. There's like a scene after a club where he saves her, and it's like a really sweet moment where I was like, is Jason Statham gonna cry? But of course he's not, because it's time to whoop ass. And this movie gives you some cool ass scenes. At one point I thought it was going to become the John Wick film. It didn't take that turn, but there is a dog thing, and there's also a club scene, which I thought was fucking hilarious that we got both of that in this movie. So you can kind of almost be like, it's almost like John Wick, but it's not. The action scenes are cool. There's this one guy who is kind of like the semi-villain who's working for the main villain who keeps showing up to kill him. Their hand-to-hand combat scenes are fucking awesome. There's one in like a warehouse type thing that they're at or whatever, like we're at this farm or whatever. Fucking awesome. They're like just going hand to hand. I was like, let them cook. The camera is letting them cook. It's not like a working man where it's like doing the taking shit where it's like, oh, can't fucking see what's going on. No. They're zooming out, they're panning out, and they do like some zoom ins too in the hands, so you're seeing all this shit. You're like, he's like, oh, yeah. It's so fucking cool. It's so awesome. And I was like, bro, this movie is fire. I was eating this up. Like I said, plot is nothing like really to write home about. The ending is also weird because I saw this ending in The Running Man last year. It's damn near the same. If you saw The Running Man, it's the same ending. But outside of that, I think that this is a good movie. I think that it's way better than The Working Man, which is the only thing I'm comparing it to. Because I think it's the only Jason Statham movie where I go, it's fine. This is fun. This was fun. Like it's not as fun as Beekeeper, but it was getting there. It was getting there. I needed like one more cool fight, one more cool like final boss battle type of shit, and we would have got there. But we didn't get there. It was still good as hell. I'm gonna give this movie a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's excellent. Good time at the theaters. If you want to go out there right now this weekend, I'm going to give you a fucking silver approval on this bitch too. This movie was fun. Like I said, go for the hand-to-hand combat warehouse scene. It might take you a minute to get there, but when you get there, you're like, damn, I was getting some not Jason Bourne, but you know which one, the Bourne Legacy. I fucking love that scene where he climbs up in the building. He's like, dun, dun, dun. You know what I'm talking about. That shit, I was getting vibes of that, and there's some John Wicky vibes in this film. And yeah, Jason Statham was cooking. I don't know why this wasn't pushed more. I had a lot of fun with this film, and so I hope that you will too. Like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Alpha Team Command.